Good evening, good evening. I never thought one can take about an hour just to drive from Pretoria Central to Hatfield. I never thought, that distance you can see 1 hour. And I'd like to apologize for arriving late because, hey, traffic is bad, things beyond our control. I left the office around 20 past 4, but you see now it's already 20 past 6, and I'm about to take that hour. Yeah, the reason why I'm apologizing is because, punctuality in my understanding has nothing to do with time. Punctuality is about respect. Punctuality is about respecting the person that will meet, the person that will be talking to. So punctuality has nothing to do with time. It's not a matter of time. Punctuality is a matter of respect. Yes, today we'll be talking about, solutions to South Africa's problems. Now, I'll be talking about solutions to South Africa's problems. There's so many problems in this country. There's so many socio-economic problems in this country. And what comes to my mind is, what is it that we can actually regard as an instrument of change? What is it that we can regard as a solution to solve South Africa's problems? And I'm saying this because entrepreneurship is not about business. Entrepreneurship is about solving a problem. Now, without problems, we cannot have entrepreneurs. Now, if I was in the corridors of power, I will make sure that entrepreneurship is not part of the business studies. Entrepreneurship is part of social science, because without problems, we will never have entrepreneurs. My name is Mabule. I come from Mabule International. I'm a specialist in SMME development. I'm a specialist in the training of entrepreneurs with approximately 2 decades of experience developing entrepreneurs across various industries. I've assisted entrepreneurs in the retail sector, manufacturing sector, services, and so on and so forth. So we'll be talking about this particular, powerful instrument of change, entrepreneurship. Because according to my understanding, if we have entrepreneurs that are able to identify the problems that exist in societies, then we have actually problem solvers. That's why I'm saying, if I was in the corridors of power, I'll make sure that entrepreneurship is not part of the business studies, but part of the social science. Because when you're an entrepreneur, you are a community developer. When you're an entrepreneur, you are a social worker. When you're an entrepreneur, you are a community change agent, right? When you're an entrepreneur, you are a social worker, because you change the economic fiber of the society. But now the question is, why are we having high failure rate of small businesses? If these people are change agents, if these people are sort of a panacea to socio-economic challenges facing our society, why are we having the high failure rate? Why are we having entrepreneurs that fail all the time? Why are we having SMMEs that are going down? We're going to look at the foundation of entrepreneurship, which is self-mastery. Knowing yourself. Who am I? What is the reason for my existence? Am I just part of numbers, or am I the continuation of whoever that created heaven and earth? Who am I? Why am I supposed to succeed? Why am I failing as an entrepreneur? Now, that's the question that is in my mind, and I believe we'll be interacting, during the show. You can send a WhatsApp. I'll give you the WhatsApp number, right? So that we look at this problem to say, if we agree in principle that entrepreneurs are change agents, if you agree in principle that when we have many entrepreneurs that are dynamic and innovative, we can actually solve the problems that are actually challenging us. But why are we having the high failure rate of entrepreneurs, even though the support is absolutely unmeasurable? I don't want to talk about how much the government spend on enterprise development. I don't want to talk about how much government spend on training, coaching, mentorship. I don't want to talk about how many billions are spent by the corporate sector. But the question is, why are we failing? Studies have proved that 70 to 80% of the business that start failing in the first 3 years. Studies have proved that SMME sector contributes a lot toward the country's GDP, but the failure rate is still very high, irrespective of the support that they give. There's so many incubators. There's so many enterprise development houses. There's so many, acceleration hubs, right? There's so many training colleges, right? So support, the entrepreneurial support is in abundance in this country, but the failure rate is not changing. Why? Now we'll actually look at that subject, self-mastery, knowing yourself, knowing your traits, knowing your weaknesses, knowing your power as an entrepreneur. Right? That's the topic for today. And remember, I'll be with you 6 to 8, 7 to 8, unpacking this panacea, unpacking this instrument of change. And look, I can't do this alone. I know you are listening. You'll be participating. You'll be, sending those questions, voice notes, asking very difficult questions so that we can actually get this thing right. Remember, we don't have to ask what the country can do for us, but what we can do for our country. And for us to make a contribution in terms of solving socio-economic challenges facing our country, we must actually come up with ideas, participate. But the umbrella of that participation is entrepreneurship. And that entrepreneurship, it has so many elements that we're going to look at. Yes, we'll look at self-mastery, we'll look at personal mastery, knowing yourself, knowing your journey. Who am I? Where are you going? Where do you want to see yourself? Because that in itself, it is solidified foundation that we'll be looking at. Yes, we're going to actually now take the music. We're going to take the music just to refresh, just to think about this thing. When somebody comes to you and says South Africa has problems and you are the solution, and you ask yourself, what is this guy talking? My name is Mabule. We'll be talking in any language. We're going to roll. Age dance. It's a mountain dance. Remember, we're on Good Life Radio doing the Good Life Talk. There's so many negative stories. There's so many things that make us to feel very hopeless, very despondent about life. Because people are eager, people are hungry, people are thirsty for a good talk. Now we're on Good Life Radio, that gives birth to a good talk. So if you want something that nourishes your soul, something that inspires you, something that releases you from the chains of hopelessness, listen to Good Life Talk on Good Life Radio. And remember, we're not only a radio station, we're also solving a problem. If you have advertising problems, talk to us. If you have digital marketing, and remember, you can't run a business. These days without understanding the power of digital marketing, right? We do live broadcast, we do interviews. If you want to be one of my guests in the studio, give you the number, you'll talk to us. Let's craft these solutions. Let's approach. Let's adopt a very holistic approach in terms of solving our own problems. We also participate in nation building programs. You can invite us to our community. You can invite us to come and talk to the people in your community, whatever problems that you have. We do promotions. We do preventing. That is our services under Good Life Talk. And remember, we're also on social media. We don't only talk about digital marketing and not really participating in the platform. TikTok, Good Life, radio, Facebook, LinkedIn, and so on. We'll be talking to you. Now, deep within every man dwell those slumbering powers. Powers that will astonish him, that he never dreamed of possessing. Forces that will revolutionize his life if aroused and put into action. Now, those are the words of a man called Arizona Sweat Mandela. This man is saying, every man, every human being has powers that are slumbering. That's what he's saying. He says every human being has powers, and those powers are sleeping. And this person, look, he will be surprised by these powers. And he's saying, one day he will sit down and say, I never dreamed of having these powers. And this man is saying those powers are like a force that can revolutionize his life. No political parties talk about revolution. Business organizations talk about revolution. Different entities talk about revolution. But this man is saying revolution is in you. Revolution starts with you. Only if you can be aware of these powers that are sleeping. He said the powers are slumbering. And this is amazing. This is amazing. Now he's saying for us to solve the problems that we have, we need to be aware of the powers that we have, because these powers are sleeping. And these powers can cause a revolution. And this man is saying, you don't have to go out to look for revolution. You don't have to go out look for change. You don't have to go out look for development. You don't have to go out look for transformation. This man is saying transformation is inside you. Only if you can be aware of the power that you have and you take action. Now, in simple terms, that particular code summarizes self-mastery. Knowing yourself, knowing your journey. My name is Mighty Mabule. Some people call me Mighty Man. Some call me the Mighty One. I don't know. You know, one day I asked my mother, why am I called Mighty? I mean, this name is too big for me. Why am I called Mighty? Is that Papa or Mighty? So we are talking self-mastery. We are talking self-mastery. We are talking about the power that we have. Remember, that power is our own mineral right. That power is our own prospective right. That power is our own special commodity. You don't have to go out and look for a mine. You know, people are looking for mines, people are looking for farms. But Arion Sot Martin is saying, you have a mine inside you. This man is saying, you have a commodity inside you. This man is saying, you have your own mineral rights. This man is saying, you are a prospective right yourself. You are a prospective right. Hey, now I'm charged up. Let me not bore you. Our WhatsApp number is 063-210-7834. You can send those voice notes. You can send any question. You can drop an email, marketing@goodliferadiostation.com, whatever platform. You can comment about the work that you're doing. Talk to me. This is your show. I just happen to be the driver. But this vehicle, this truck is driven by you. We're on Good Life Radio doing the Good Life Talk because we are aware that the good talks are scarce. We are aware that progressive talks are scarce. We are aware that empowering talks are scarce. We have so many disempowering beliefs. Some people think they cannot be business people because no one in their family succeeded. Some will hear others saying, Le papa was so running, let's pass us, we're not a millionaire. Some will say, hey bro, how can you be a graduate? Now, we're running in short of good talks in this country. It's load shedding on the side. It's crime on the other side. Look, now we read stories this week about the banks that were planning and, you know, it's just bad. But we're saying, it's not bad. It's the nature of the terrain. We're enjoying the terrain. Let's ride on. We're on the Good Life Radio, doing the Good Life Talk, talking about knowing yourself in your journey. That is self-mastery. Talking about your mineral right, talking about the prospective right, talking about your own commodity. My name is Mighty Mabule. I'm behind the desk. I'm just a facilitator. I'm talking to you in simple terms. The great man Tony Robbins, when he summarizes it, he says, awaken the giant within. Now, Martin speaks about the power that you have. Robin says, no, it's not a power, it's a giant that is sleeping. We're talking self-mastery. Now, the question is, how do we approach this self-mastery? Yes, we agree that it's very important for us to know ourselves. It's very important for us to understand ourselves. But why is it difficult? You know, someone will say, hey, but do you know your traits? Do you know your attributes? Do you know your strong points? Do you know the reason for your existence? Do you have a clear vision about yourself? What is your personal vision statement? If they ask you, what is your personal vision statement? Can you simply, in 3 sentences, say, this is my personal vision statement? Do you know the reason for your existence? Do you have your own obituary? If you pass on today, do you know what people will say in your funeral? Now, all those questions, for as long as you can answer no to one of them, for as long as you don't have your own obituary, you don't know what people should say in your own funeral, then you still have to work on your self-mastery. You still have to work on knowing yourself. You still have to work on knowing your journey. You still have to work on understanding things that impede you, things that block you from being the best. And remember the great man Miles Monroe, who said, you must leave your footprints in the sand of history and refuse to carry your potential to the cemetery. Right. There's an old Japanese proverb that says, do not speak bad of yourself, for the warrior within hears your words. But now the question is, how many times do we say, Ish? How many times do you say, Ish? But I'm failure. How many times do you say, Ish? I will never succeed. How many times you say, some run away from their marriages. Some run away from their businesses. Some run away from their jobs. Some of the fathers leave their kids. Some of the mothers drop the kids in the dustbins. It's because they spoke bad of themselves. And the warrior within, because he does not understand the difference, he manifested that into action. Oh, we're on Good Life Radio. I'm sweating, I'm hot. I'm on Good Life Radio, I'm sweating. This topic is really inspiring me. Now, do not speak bad of yourself. For the warrior within, here's your ways. For the warrior within, prepare the action. For the warrior within, prepare the manifestations. That's an old samurai proverb. I can give example. You know, maybe one is saying, let me give example. Let me give example about such people in our country who inspire us, who are able to be aware of the power that they have. Please allow me to start with Kimble Coffee. Kimble Coffee. I want to talk a lot about it. Allow me to talk about Kimble Coffee. Right? The list is endless. Allow me to talk about the king, Dr. Kiza Mutaung. Allow me to talk about the likes of Piso Musimani, Benny Meke. You can mention them. Our own Makazi, Rebecca Malou. The list goes on and on. Now those are people that inspire us. The late Richard Mabule. The great Dr. Mutsuyan. The list is endless. I'm talking about knowing yourself. I'm talking about self-mastery. I'm talking about the power that is sleeping. I'm talking about the giant that needs to be awakened. Hey guys. Now the question is, what is mastery? Okay, self may begin. Now the question, what is Mabule? What is mastery? Master, last number. So what is mastery? Mastery simply means full command of the understanding of something or a subject. So self-mastery, it means at some point, man, we must collect ourselves and master ourselves, know who we are. Right? Self-mastery, it's a core. It's a foundation of an entrepreneurship. Why am I saying? Remember, we're talking entrepreneurship. Don't say, hey, but this is a psychology. We are talking entrepreneurship. How can we solve societal problems if we don't inspire ourselves? How can we solve societal problems if we don't discover who we are? How can we solve societal problems if we don't acknowledge the power that we have? How can we solve societal problems if we don't appreciate our own mineral rights, the mines inside? Hey guys, I'm a mine. I don't know if you think you are a grave, it's up to you. Man, I'm a mine. I'm a farm. So that's entrepreneurship. You must first be Steve Biko spoke about black consciousness. He spoke about consciousness. Consciousness. He said, black man, be conscious of yourself. And that is not politics. It's current affairs. It's inspiration. Now, self-mastery is the core of entrepreneurship. Self-mastery is the foundation of entrepreneurship. Self-mastery is the foundation of leadership. Self-mastery is the foundation of management. It's applicable also in management. Remember, we want to solve South Africa's problems. We want to contribute to the solution. We don't want to look at our own political leaders and say, so no, we're saying, we are here. Tell us what to do. Tell us what to do. We want to solve these problems. And remember, the self-mastery, it goes beyond competence. It's not about competence. It's not about skills. Don't say I have my MBA. Don't say I have my PhD. I'm fine. Who are you? Yeah? How educated is this man who's making a lot of noise? Don't say that. No. This is your own mineral rights that you were given by the one that you believe in. If you believe in God, it comes from God. It has nothing to do with your qualification. It has nothing to do with your skills. It has nothing to do with your competency. It's powerful. It's above measure. It's above measure. But now the question is, what are the fundamental principles? Or how can I discover myself? Maybe one is asking, okay, Mabule re kwa dipolelo tsa hao. Re a di kwa dipalabalo tsa hao. But how do I discover myself? Can you give us a step-by-step process of how I can discover myself? Now, the question is, just sit down alone at some point in a very quiet place, playing a very nice music, the likes of Andreas Vollenfeld, just playing a nice music, and asking yourself this question: what moves me? What really makes me cry? What is it that makes me to enjoy the moment to an extent that I lose track of time? I'm giving you some ideas in terms of how I can move towards discovering myself. Some people are moved, like myself, I'm moved by poverty. Every time when I see another person struggling, every time when I find myself crying, is when I see poverty with my eyes. Maybe that's the reason why I'm passionate about entrepreneurship. Maybe that's the reason why I'm passionate about assisting people to discover themselves. What moves you? What makes you exceedingly happy to an extent that you lose track of time? What makes you so sad? What brings you pain to an extent that you feel, hey, the great one, please remove this thing? Now you need to ask yourself. Some people are moved by art. You put him in a forest, he will work on drawings that worth millions. He just wants to spend his time in the forest, in the jungle. Some people are moved by music. Now I'm moved by two things: poverty and knowledge. Every time when I see poverty with my eyes, it doesn't matter the format it takes, I cry tears. Then I discovered that, man, this is who I am. Now that's the question that you must ask yourself. How do I lose track of time? Because remember, the action that you engage in to an extent that you don't even realize. Some people are just passionate about speaking. I'm passionate about speaking. There's two things that I'm very passionate about. I read a lot and I talk a lot. So if you give me information, I can read until the cows come home. If you put me on stage as a mentor, as a speaker, I lose track of time. Now you need to sit down and say, what is it that I'm passionate about? What makes me to lose track of time? And once you start answering that question, now the next question is, what is my purpose? What is the reason for my existence? Who knows? Who knows? You are the next big thing in the entertainment industry. I give examples about the black coffees and so on. I give examples about the great Dr. Kaiser Motaung, the Hall of Fame. No, you cannot talk about South African soccer without mentioning his name. You can't. You cannot talk about South African music industry without mentioning Dr. Rebecca Malope. As an example. I want to mention about Trevor Noah. Those are models of self-mastery. Those are models of personal mastery. But who knows? Maybe I'm talking to the next big chef. Who knows? Maybe I'm talking about the next, big graphic designer in the world. Listening from a rural area of Ampasile. Listening to rural area of Moloto. Listening to Klopera. Listening to Haribi. Listening to Titi. Who knows? But after all, you have a mind inside you. You have your own mineral right. Guys, we're talking self-mastery. And self-mastery is business. But we are saying we need this foundation. What is the reason for my existence? What is my purpose? Why am I alive? Am I just part of numbers? And the second one, what is it that I'm passionate about? Let me share with you. My name is Mighty Mabule. I'm passionate about speaking. I'm passionate about reading. Everything that I do revolves around those two things. I read a lot and I talk a lot. I'm an inspirational business speaker. I'm a mentor. I'm a coach. I'm a trainer with 2 decades of experience in the field. I had to resign from work. I have to leave my qualification. My honors is in criminology. And remember, criminology is about crime and police and prison. I said, it's not me. I'm asking you, who are you? What is it that you're passionate about? What is it that you're talented at? Who knows? Maybe that talent is a solution to solve one of the socio-economic pathologies. Maybe that passion is a solution to solve one of the problems in this world. What is your passion? What are you passionate about? What is it that you're passionate about? The next one is vision. Guys, you must have vision. You must have vision. Now that you know who you are, let's assume. Now that you know what you are passionate about. Now that you are aware of your own mineral right. The question is, where do you want to see yourself? Where do you want to see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you want to see yourself in the next 10 years? Where do you want to see yourself in the next 20 years? Guys, I guess no pay la fela, but no, it's our for. Someone not going to pay. I guess no pay la fela. Oh, for grandma no be like I'm asking good. Are we in for pay la fela for level of pay on for. No. Where do you want to see yourself? What do you want people to say in your funeral? What do you want people to say in your funeral? When you are in a room, you know, one day I attended, I was invited by one friend of mine, very powerful. I'll interview him one day, very powerful guy. Remember, this is Good Life Radio, Good Life Talk. We are changing the narrative. We are throwing away the buckets of despondency. We are saying it's enough. Let's have the good talks. So we'll have a lineup of powerful speakers. This friend of mine one day introduced me to one powerful Pan-Africanist school. And when I was studying there, the school was established by one former state president, guy that is respected all over the world. And I think I was one of the students. I think I was doing a module on economic theory with a plan to come up with economic models for the development of the continent. And immediately after the session, something happened that was very unusual. And I said to myself, yes, that's me. That's me. It does not matter. I'm in a room full of professors or angels from the moon. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So you don't have to arrive. You don't have to arrive and treat yourself as if you're a cockroach and hide somewhere. No. Because your mineral right is incomparable. Your prospective right is incomparable. The gift that you were given is incomparable. So whenever you arrive at a certain gathering, you must play your part. They must feel that you've arrived. This has nothing to do with your studies. This has nothing to do with your English. This has nothing to do with all your credentials. It's powerful, it's in you. My name is Mighty Mabule on Good Life Radio. We're doing Good Life Talk. We're changing the narrative. Remember, we provide advertising as part of our services, digital marketing, live broadcast. You can invite us. You can say, Mr. Mabule, with economic empowerment or social empowerment or whatever event in our community, we want Good Life Radio to be there so that you come and teach the people, so that you come and collect the good stories, so that you come and come up with good talks. We're available. Social media publicity, nation building, promotion, branding. And you want to be part of our guest? Just shout. Tell us what you have done. Play your part. But it does not. But there's no good act that is small. For the mere fact that you are able to take food and give this mother next door because he's hungry, that's powerful. We wanted those stories. We'll tell you. We wanted those stories. We want those stories. Now we're gonna play the music. We're gonna play the music. Nourish the soul. Nourish the soul. purpose. It's important for one to understand his passion. It's important for one to have vision. Now let's continue. It's important for one to have belief. You must believe in yourself. We live in a very unfriendly world. We live in a situation, an environment where people don't trust each other. You know, when you're in a jungle, you know, if a tiger comes from this direction, a human being comes from that direction. Sometimes you can run to the tiger and say, help, move. Right? So there's two types of beliefs. There's disempowering belief and disempowering belief. Now we live in a world where people are actually tormented by disempowering beliefs. Now it's very difficult to understand yourself. It's very difficult to really, you know, master yourself if you have a lot of disempowering beliefs. Now let's give an example of those empowering beliefs. There are people who are saying, I don't want to start a business. I'm passionate about entrepreneurship, but what's one affair? There's no need. It doesn't help you. But disempowering belief. There are others who are saying there's no need for me to study because if you look at the graduates that are at home, the number is absolutely amazing. There's no need to study. But disempowering belief. There are people who are saying, I cannot succeed in business. I'm going to go high. I want to learn one fellow run a spaza shop. Spaza shop. So why should I start a business? Why should I start a business? That's a disempowering belief. There are people who are saying I cannot be an entrepreneur because entrepreneurship is about finance. I don't have money. There's no funding. There's no funding. I can't start a business. There's no funding. It's a disempowering belief. There are those who believe, or I used to run trainings in the rural areas. I empower people, as I've indicated that I'm in the craft of empowering people. I'll run training in the rural areas. And every time when I come to this particular aspect, I give my entrepreneurs an opportunity to list their fears and disempowering beliefs. Succeed because they will be weak, they will kill me as well. So it's fine the way we're going to go. Very touching story. I cannot be successful, Mr. Mabule, because they killed my parents. They killed my brother just because he bought a car. So I can't. Very touching story. And they were right there. Number one, witchcraft, my brother. Witchcraft is there. That's a disempowering belief. So we have so many beliefs that are disempowering us. So many. Now it's very difficult for you to solidify your foundation of success if you have disempowering beliefs. It's very difficult. So you need to work on your belief system. Start checking at things that you believe in. Start checking things that you believe in. Start checking them. I know we believe in different things, but my belief should not be disempowering. I can't go to school. Because what's fun? I can't start a business. I can't. Why should I start a business? Because what's fun? Your mineral right, your prospective right has nothing to do with environment. It believes in the law of attraction. Soldier on. Get into the terrain and attract positive things. That's what you must do. Believe in it. Believe. Just believe. Just close your eyes and say, look, I want to be an entrepreneur. I'm passionate about selling. I have 400 rand. Let me get the bags of tomatoes, pack them nicely, sit at the corner and leave the universe. Believe in the laws of attraction. Out of that, I'm telling you, at the end of the day, whether they bought it or they did not buy them, felt like one thing powerful: experience, knowledge. The wind of God. I remember some years ago, me and my wife, things were very tough at that time, exceedingly tough. And we said to ourselves, we can't just look, let's try something. I was driving a Toyota Test. Na go ngene o bula ga le ka mo pele ka mo ribege. Ra re pele, motho wa ka re pele. And we decided in the morning and sell to guys at the garages, because the garages in the suburbs, you find the shop and the pop in fleas. The first day the picture rapula butia conquest were late. I want to play the one registry. And in the hacker in the Hanalana, a papa another sweeter. Don't worry. One thing that we got is experience, is learning. We came at the right time. We thought, but waba bakudi garage le ko kaeka. Ba ja lunch ka one, na retaka lunch. Kana ba tshwana le Mabule, he ba tsoga fela ba nyako yo go. So I arrived there 7-8 o'clock in the morning with Papi cheese. The following day we did it. By 10 o'clock, the pots were empty. Then every day, we'll cook from 6. By 8 to 10 o'clock, we are done. So we worked for 3 hours, and everything was done. Now we believed in the rules of the universe. We believe in whatever that we believe in, to say it will bring customers. And we did it. So don't look at all the noise that is on the side, the external environment. No. Just believe in yourself. That's the first thing. They say raining or shining. I give example about the great Richard Mabule. They decided that the black man will never own a mall. It was during apartheid era. They said the black man must only own a butchery. The shopping center, the general dealer. General dealer. Everything from J's flute to spice. The general dealer. And Tatimaponya said, I'm going to have a mall. I'll have it. And remember, I was saying this during the apartheid era, when they were killing people. It was tough. The laws were not allowing a black man to go into certain business areas. But the great Richard Mabule said, I'm going to have it more. He believed in himself. What happened? He got it right. Now you have Mabule. So you must believe in yourself. You must believe in yourself. That's the foundation of any other belief. That's the foundation of any other belief. You can have the best pastor, but if you don't have belief in yourself, it's useless. You can have the best healer, the best doctor, but if you don't have belief in yourself, fine. So you must believe in yourself. As part of the services that we offer at Mabule International, we offer self-mastery to different entrepreneurs in different incubators. Givela Business Incubators are outlined, SMTD is outlined, EKC Labs is outlined, the whole innovation hub is outlined. We offer self-mastery to different entrepreneurs. And I'll share with you. Just a WhatsApp. I'll read for you. Just a WhatsApp. Let's play the music. For a while. Let me prepare this for you. Specialist in the development of entrepreneurs and growth of small businesses. I've been doing this for the past 2 decades, helping entrepreneurs across various industries: retail, manufacturing, construction, services, etc. Some of our clients are in the retail stores, some of our clients are exporting to other countries. Now, the reason why we like entrepreneurship is because studies have proved that entrepreneurship can actually be used as a solution to solve societal problems. Now, because I'm a person who doesn't like poverty, I'm a person who doesn't like hunger, then I identified entrepreneurship some kind of a panacea, some kind of an instrument of change. That's why I'm passionate about the whole field of entrepreneurship. Now, before the break, I promised that I'm gonna read the WhatsApp. After many years of training entrepreneurs under Innovation Hub, a Casilento program, I was sent this WhatsApp just this week. Sometimes when you touch lives of many people, it's like Good Life Radio, bringing the Good Life talk, changing the narrative, touching the lives of people. At some point you don't even know that, there are people that are actually, improving their lives, improving their socio-economic welfare because of this good media platform. Now, same with me. Then I got to this WhatsApp and I want to read it for you. What a privilege and honor it was to meet. Remember, this person was one of one of the learners who attended the training, right? When I was giving them self-mastery as a foundation for entrepreneurship, because this is the training that I recommend for anyone that wants to start a business. Before you go to sales and marketing and all this other crap that you find in business schools that are not working, you must first work on yourself, because the business will reflect you. If you are disorganized, the business will be disorganized. If you are dishonest, the business will be dishonest. So this is one of the learners who benefited from the training. And he said, what a privilege and honor it was to meet Mrs. Sadara Vedes Bolani, the ambassador of Mexico. We initially met at my graduation at the Johannesburg Chamber of Commerce and Industry earlier this year, and she brought us tequila and margarita to celebrate with us the Mexican way. And when she first saw me, she told me that my energy, listen to this. This is what the ambassador said to this lady who attended our training. He said, when she first saw me, she told me that my energy reminds her so much of her daughter. She's eager to help out with bilateral business relations between myself and other business counterparts in Mexico through GCSC. Now that's the ambassador. He's saying to this young lady, African for that matter, your energy makes me to help with bilateral business relations. That will be between yourself, young lady, and other business counterparts in Mexico. And given that, I'm export ready. That is this lady. Listen to this one. The journey of self-mastery, in which I was taught at the Innovation Hub by one of the mentors called Mighty, has helped me to attract the right people. Now listen to this one. You see the law of attraction. The journey of self-mastery has helped me to attract the right people that are looking for a person like me. And I still apply what Mighty has taught me till this day. Now self-mastery, this lady is saying, self-mastery can make you to attract the right things. Because when you are positive, you attract positive things. When you are negative, you attract negative things. When you are hopeless, you attract hopeless things. That's what he's saying, it's not me. My name is Mighty Mabule on Good Life Radio, doing the Good Life Talk, changing the narrative, creating success stories, creating power, awakening the giant within, and discouraging people from talking bad about themselves. Because the giant inside knows no difference. We are rolling and we are saying, let's leave those old beliefs. Let's leave those disempowering beliefs. Let's be committed to the cause. Because entrepreneurship is about commitment. Remember, entrepreneurship is about commitment. Remember, entrepreneurship is a mindset game. Entrepreneurship is an attitude game. So if you're hopeless, if you're despondent, if you have all these disempowering beliefs, it's going to be very difficult for you to awaken the giant within. Because entrepreneurship is not about money. Entrepreneurship is about attitude. Entrepreneurship is about the positive thinking. Entrepreneurship is about mindset shift. And for all those efforts, you get remunerated. So money is the end product. You see, money is like milk. You first have a cow and so on, take care of it, and then you have milk. That's money. And it's just numbers for that net. That's money. So you get rewarded for being positive. You get rewarded for changing your mindset. You get rewarded for believing in yourself. And Baba Patel. Okay, now let's talk. What is Kaiser Motaung being rewarded for? Let's tell the truth. He did not start Kaiser Chiefs alone. Some people dropped on the way. Now he's getting rewarded for what? For being committed to the cause of making Chiefs the best club. He's been rewarded for believing in himself. He's been rewarded for having a vision. He's been rewarded for being passionate about soccer. He's been rewarded for living a life of purpose. No, he's rewarded for that. What is Makazi being rewarded for? What is Makazi being rewarded for? He's been rewarded by being committed. He's been rewarded for believing in himself. He's been rewarded for having that vision to say one day, man, it doesn't matter coming from the rural areas in Limpopo with nothing. One day, my name will be written in the books of history. Now the question is, what is it that you want to be rewarded for? Don't start with money. Start with yourself. Start with your prospective right. Start with your mineral rights. You have it. You have a mind. That's commitment. So entrepreneurship is an attitude game. Entrepreneurship is a mindset game. Entrepreneurship is a paradigm shift. Entrepreneurship is a belief system. Entrepreneurship is a social science. Because an entrepreneur is a community developer. An entrepreneur is a change agent. An entrepreneur is a social worker. And that social worker gets reminded of bringing solutions that change the narrative in society. We're on Good Life Radio doing the Good Life Talk. Our talk, your inspiration. We talk, you get inspired. And when you listen, we get inspired. When you comment, we get inspired. Like the lady who sent a WhatsApp and said, Mr. Mabule, I was able to attract an ambassador of Mexico who said, because of the energy that I see, because of that positive thinking that I see, because of your positive attitude, I'm gonna link you with other young people from Mexico so that together we can do business. And as an ambassador, I'll facilitate that deal. What do you call that? It's our talk, it's our inspiration. Good Life Radio, changing the narrative. If you struggle with advertising, talk to us. Digital marketing and so on and so forth. My name is Mighty Mabule from Mabule International. Doing the work, not doing the work, just living the life of purpose, just talking, just living the life of purpose. We're talking self-mastery, a foundation of entrepreneurship, self-mastery, a foundation of management, self-mastery, a foundation of leadership. One day I was asked a question by a certain guy and he said, Mr. Mabule, I've been studying and studying and studying. I have so many degrees. Do you think there's something wrong with me? Do you think there's anything wrong with me? But I don't find fulfillment. He asked me that question. I'm doing my second PhD. And he said, Mabule, do you think there's something wrong with me? Talk to me. You are talking self-mastery. I said, no, there's nothing wrong with you. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. But just pause with the PhDs and just look at yourself and say, who am I? Why am I on this planet? What is the reason for me to be on this planet? What is my purpose on this planet? Am I the continuation of deliveries on earth? Or I'm just part of numbers? Allow me to quote the great Dr. Miles Monroe, who said, the richest place in the world is not the oil field of Kuwait. The richest place in the world is not the diamond mines of South Africa. The richest place in the world is not the technology plant of United States and so on, but the cemetery. That is the graveyard. Miles said the richest place in the world is the cemetery. And why the cemetery? Because right there at the cemetery, that's where there's powerful people who are buried with brains, with talent, with passion, with mineral rights, with prospective rights, with their own minds that would have changed the world, but they were buried. They decided to enrich the cemetery. That's Miles. He said right there at the cemetery, go tletse di solution, re bolokile di solution, mabitla a humile, are the richest place ke mabitla. A humile mabitla. Because that's where the solutions that would have changed the world. Some of the solutions are that's the richest place. Forget about the diamond mines of South Africa. Forget about the oil fields of Kuwait. To forget about technology plants. The richest place in the world, Dr. Miles Monroe said, is the cemetery, is the graveyard. Now the question is, Mighty Mabule, do you want to continue enriching the cemetery? My sister, do you really want to continue enriching the cemetery? My brother, do you want to continue enriching the cemetery? Decide to leave your footprints in the sand of history and refuse to carry your potential to the cemetery. Yes, on Good Life Radio. Whatever you want to say, you can send a WhatsApp. You can give us a call. We are rolling. We are rolling. Self-mastery is the foundation of entrepreneurship. Self-mastery is the foundation of management. Self-mastery is the foundation of leadership. Now it's 6:30. We'll move towards the conclusion. 7:30. They say time is an interruption of eternity. So I'm enjoying the ride. Remember what I said in my introduction. What is it that when you do it, you lose track of time? You see? I lost track of time. I lost track of time. And I'll fight with the station management. What is it that you lose track of time? And I said to you, I'm passionate about reading. I'm passionate about talking self-mastery. Now, let's look at what blocks people from discovering themselves and achieving their goals. Now, let's look at that. Let's look at what blocks people from discovering themselves. And studies have proved that the number one obstacle is fear. Doesn't matter how you describe it. You can call it fear of failure. You can call it fear of public speaking. There are some people who are very powerful in their own rights, but because they are afraid to climb the stage, they end up not achieving, because their craft forces them to go on stage. Fear of success. There are people, I told you about some young people from the rural areas where I always train. They say, we are afraid of being successful, Mr. Mabule, because we'll be killed through witchcraft. And you can laugh. I can see you laughing. This is real. Fear of the unknown. At some point, we are just afraid of the unknown. One of the entrepreneurs once said to me, I just have a fear of managing many people because they'll come to me with different problems and so on. That's fear. Fear of public speaking. Many people are afraid. The fear of trying something new. I look at my age, I'm 8 years old. I don't want to risk it. This is a great business opportunity. I have investment. What if I lose everything at my age? Who's going to employ me? That's fear. Instead of saying, how old was Colonel Sanders when he started KFC? Instead of saying, how old was Mr. McDonald when he started McDonald's? How old was Dr. Mabule when he started those Mabule malls and so on? It's because of these disempowering beliefs. We choose, our minds are structured in a manner that we want to save ourselves from our own destiny. So we are afraid. It's fear. And you know very well this thing of fear. And remember, fear is just normal. Fear is just to keep you safe. Fear is just an indication. Haranda Sarabanyani, Neur Loro approach Amanyano, better than solo lilling. No Goramoku Dorku, better you 10 way high. Graham is a hard approaching Ranya Rachar. So that's fear. So the purpose of that fear was to keep you safe. It was to keep you safe. There's nothing wrong. Now the question is, take a pen and a paper and write down all your fears. Because the best way to deal with your fears is to list them down. That's the best way to deal with your fears. List them down. Write them down. Write all your fears. write all your fears. What is it that you're afraid of? When I started in the public speaking business, I was always worried that when I hear people speaking this good English, I always have this thing that looks like I have nothing to say. These guys have said it all. These guys have said it all. And I remember we had this brother at home there, Magurumam Patlele, who was a motivational speaker at that time. Will invite me to his function and say, Mabule, come and cut and raise, man. 3 minutes. And I'll feel like I'm not enough, man. These guys have said it all. So I have a fear of speaking English. It was my fears. Coming from rural areas where there's no water, no electricity, no post office, no clinic, no cinema, nothing to empower young people. I don't even talk about social media. So my self-esteem was very low. So I was afraid to be where I am. I was afraid to be the person that I was supposed to be. That was my fear. Now write down all your fears. Because the only way to deal with your fears is to confront them. Without facing and overcoming our fear, we will never learn courage. Remember, courage is an enemy of fear. Once you are courageous about something, and the point of departure there in becoming courageous is to write them down and say, these are things that blocks me from being the best in the world. These are things that blocks me from being the best in the world. These are things that blocks me from being the best in the world. I can be whatever, but I'm blocked by fear. Now, through the process of mastering and overcoming fear, we become stronger. Because once you confront your fears, you become much stronger, braver, and more confident. The last one is bad habits. Habits. Remember, when you say you know John, you know Peter, it's because you know his habits. So we have so many bad habits to an extent that they define who we are. They shape our character. I mean, it's a habit. I toilet kitchen. These are habits that impede entrepreneurs' personal mastery. They block entrepreneurs from succeeding. One of them is procrastination. Entrepreneurship is about time management. Many of us procrastinate. No, I still have time. Fellow checker, hey, I know the 10. Fellow checker, the 10. I already 8. You get another project. That's 3 days. Then you have a problem with time. Procrastination. Keep on procrastinating. The second one, the people that you spend time with will determine whether you'll fly or you'll lie. But show me your friends, I'll tell you your future. Show me your friends, I'll tell you your future. The type of company that you spend your time with, it will indicate the type of person you will be. You can't spend time with murderers day and night and think you can be something else. Show me your friends and I'll tell you your future. Taking on too much at once. We're not there everything. You are an entrepreneur. You are a street a community leader. You are also an SRC at school, and you also have other 4 businesses that you are running. You are a leader of the choir at church. chairperson agape ya Sanko. Just taking on too much at once. And your business, if you say 4. And another one, over-promising. I always say to my clients, under-promise and over-deliver. If you think you can deliver this product on Friday or on Monday, and they are not in a hurry, just say to them, I'll bring it on Wednesday. So that when you have experienced load sheddings and other things, you still have to choose the as a buffer. Under-promise and over-deliver. If you're a fashion designer, you are doing a wedding gown or suits, and they say to you, at least latest, when I was able to fetch Tuesday, Maraba for option on Thursday or Friday, just tell them Thursday and then deliver them on Tuesday. Remember, according to them, that is quality service. When you knew, or these things you can finish it in a day. In their minds, but this is quality service. You are an entrepreneur, you know? You are selling whatever that you are selling. You place your order. We have a wedding. Deliver 45,000 of X. Latest, we want them on Saturday. And you know you can bring them on Thursday. Then we say to them, bring them on Friday. And when you bring them on Thursday, according to them, that's quality service. So under promise and over deliver. There will be load sheddings. There will be other challenges. Even when you have a meeting, go to a meeting. Oh, they say to you the meeting is at 2 or 4. You know? Manage your time. Now we're going to time management. One of the fundamentals of entrepreneurship is time management. You cannot be a good entrepreneur if you cannot manage time. Entrepreneurship is about managing time. You will submit tenders, you will submit proposals, you will send quotations, you will attend briefing sessions, you will go to different meetings. It's about time. It's about time. You will deliver stuff. It's about time. Sending invoices, about time. SARS e-filing, annual returns, it's about time. So entrepreneurship revolves around time management. So if you cannot manage time, you cannot be a good entrepreneur. So work on the habit of managing time. Work on that habit of managing time. That's one of self-mastery. You cannot claim to master yourself if you cannot manage your time. If you know that you have a meeting in Sandton at 9, don't say, it's 30 minutes drive from Pretoria East. 1 hour drive, no. Put extra hour. Have what you call a buffer. Get an accident on the way. You know? It's a distance of around 20 minutes. My thinking was I must arrive there an hour before. But if you check the time, they can start delaying. It's around 10 past 6. But I get to like a 4. So it means Hengare gets to like a 20 to 6, I gotta get 20 minutes. I would have arrived here at 8. So I created that buffer to say I leave 20 past 4. I have 1 hour, 40 minutes to travel a distance at 20 to 30 minutes. What happened? It took me an hour from central Pretoria to N1. You know? But I was able to arrive here 10 past 6. But if I get to like a 20 to 6, I would have arrived here by 7:30 to 8. There was no need to have the show. So time management is one of the fundamentals of entrepreneurship. You cannot be a good entrepreneur if you cannot manage time. The other one, avoiding books, reading, knowledge. You cannot be a good entrepreneur if you run away from knowledge. You can't. If you check the social media, it revolves around knowledge, accumulation, information. So don't avoid books, And books is not like a physical, you know. Books is people. For the mere fact that you are listening to this show, you are reading my book. For the mere fact that you are listening to that YouTube channel about how to grow your business, you are reading a book. For the mere fact that you are reading that newspaper article about how to succeed as an entrepreneur, you are reading a book. For the mere fact that you are attending a seminar, it's a book. A webinar, it's a book. So anywhere where you get an opportunity to learn something, you are reading a book. Because entrepreneurship is about reading. Because reading is about leadership. Because entrepreneurship is about leadership. And you can't be a good leader if you don't read. Professor Marala says, those who don't read should not lead. Because entrepreneurship is leadership. You are leading yourself. You are leading your team. You are leading your community. You are leading the ecosystem. You are leading, you will be the captain of industry. So captains in industry are leaders. That's why Kesa Mtawi is in the Hall of Fame. He's leading South African soccer. He's a leader. So entrepreneurship is about leadership. Leadership is about reading. Reading is about leadership. Therefore, when you are an entrepreneur, you are a leader. And when you are a leader, you are a reader. Yes, my name is Mighty Mabule from Mabule International, SME growth specialist. 2 decades of experience in development of entrepreneurs. I'm an inspirational business speaker. I'm a mentor. I'm a coach. Offer training, mentorship, coaching. Invited by Good Life Radio, doing Good Life Talk. Your inspiration, my inspiration, changing the narrative, creating success stories, emancipating ourselves from the chains of despondency, releasing ourselves from the chains of hopelessness. That's the inspiration. That's the inspiration. And remember, you want us to contribute to the building of a nation. We have already started. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. At least we have started. We do promotions. You want us to promote you? Call us. Branding, call us. That's what we offer. Now there's a WhatsApp message that have been sent. Let me check. Thank you, Mr. Mabule. Great show. How can I overcome fear of public speaking? That's a very good question. How do I overcome fear of public speaking? He's saying, Mr. Mabule, you talk about the fear of public speaking, but you don't indicate how to overcome a fear of public speaking. Now, this is how you overcome a fear of public speaking. Number 1, start with the small groups and people that are close to you. Let me give you an example. In every family, there's always gatherings. Either a birthday party, or a plenary wedding, or there's always in one or the other. You know? Or a funeral fella or a planner. Now, use those opportunities to deal with your fear and be courageous. Start with a small group. Right. Families, I'm gonna chair this meeting. Number 1, food. Item 2, casket. Number 3, number 4, malume ro akena malume wena ke a tsebe bile o setse o nela malume re tlo fa sebaka mo ke a tsebe wena o nya go tseba diphiri tsena ka ai malume o nya ka diphiri ya ke a tseba malume, right? Then you stand up. When you know what you're doing, you stand up and say, right, ke ala mogala ka mo kopanong e ya ba Mabule re tlo bolela ka lefu. Everyone will be surprised at that time. You know what you're dealing with. Re tlo bolela ka lefu la ragolo. And then di bule di kaofela o molomong a re company o molomong a fiwe sebaka ha o nyaka go bolela we Michelle tso. You see, They will laugh, obviously, and the more about Sarah, we're not feel comfortable because they will never destroy your self-esteem and self-confidence. You start out building up from that. Item number 1, item number 2, item number 3, item number 4. Right? Heba feature, I don't want to minutes to take a paper fella, get like a fetch on this. Really keep a man, really keep a you know what you do. Look at but when you're already, you know, planning the whole thing in your mind. That's a small group. And then from there, from that group, you go to friends. They organize the birthday party. Yeah, Chumel and Josephine. Right, I'm gonna chair this meeting. Right, birthday party, Josephine. Right, number 1, check the contributions. Number 2, number 3, number 4, transport. Number 5, music. Any other thing? No theme. Okay, right, theme. Yes, so that's what theme when Angelina. Simple as that. Start with the meeting. Right, let's start with contributions. 100 rand, 200. Right, 100. Simple. Go fill about 100. Angelina 400. Simple as that. Right, decide go fill like 100 rand. Done. Food, raujai. Finger lunchiana. Kamata dira. Nagi prefer rapi man. Rishi milo right. No man, I can't figure out a man. Right? Sarah Manalo, no Filor Manala, what or Rebecca Sala, Mona Sarah, Sarah to touch, or Mona Sarah. Right? La Mana, La Fiji. Was that like a family? You go to friends. Now, from friends, now, you go school. Maybe let's say varsity or anywhere. Go school. Right, Rira, Renagolira Mahaso man, Relapichik into agenda based violence. So, Renagorelum, agenda based violence organization. Moscow on campus, the real contribution on campus. Who can be the chairperson? Just raise your hand, even if you don't know what is the chairperson. Just raise your hand and volunteer to be the chairperson. Manziwo Google. I'm drafting an agenda. How do you chair the meeting? Already, we're starting. You see your confidence growing. If you're at the workplace, committee, a social club, you know the workplace on a social club, 10 rand, 20 rand, 50, 100, month like no, volunteer to be the chairperson. Simple as that. Now I'm sharing with you what I've learned in my 20 years of experience in the ecosystem. That's exactly how I learned. I have started at school. I have started in my community. I have started in my family. In actual fact, in my family, they know I'm always speaking. In my family, I ended up being at some point, you know, even program directors at the family funeral, at the funerals in my family. Then I went to because you don't have time. Then at secondary school, they said who can be the rep. As part of the SRC, I raised my hand. I ended up being the general secretary of the SRC. Then I went to varsity. I joined SASCO. And before I went to varsity, at the age of 18, I was already the spokesperson of a political party in my community. The first cabinet, the first cabinet at Limpopo, I was on stage rendering a poem. Young, at the age of 18. Remember? At the age of 18. Burning the fear. I was just burning the fear. Went to varsity. I became part of SASCO, and I was a part of education project campaigns. Completing my honors, I was the president of Criminology Student Association. Got into a labor market. I was the chairperson of a national union for the World Forensic Science Laboratory, all the labs in the country under forensic science. I was the chairperson. Into business. The list goes on and on. I sit in the 2 committees of BRICS Business Council. I'm the founder and the CEO of my own company. I'm also founding Mabule Development Institute. This is the launching of Mabule Development Institute that will be talking about crafting solutions, giving people practical skills. Either you want to do sewing, want to do plumbing, we'll give you practical skills, plumbing, offer entrepreneurship. Dressmaking, dressmaking, offer entrepreneurship. Crafting solution, creating jobs. That's a new company, Mabule Development Institute, that we've actually founded together with my partners. And the list goes on. I sit in the 2 committees of BRICS Business Council. I've sat on the Landless Movement, which is a stakeholder party for United Nations. I've been participating in International Food Security Conference, where there were all global leaders around food production. But remember, I started from the family. I started chairing the family meeting, but I was able to bend the field. We are talking self-mastery. We conclude fear. We've managed to come to the end of the program. Self-mastery is a foundation of entrepreneurship. Self-mastery is a foundation of professional development. Self-mastery is a foundation of leadership. You must know yourself, know your attributes, know your strength, know who you are, understand the reason for your existence. You are the continuation of the deliverers on earth. You are brought here for a purpose. You are brought to change the world. No one will change it. The world is waiting for you. You have all the solutions. Let's roll. In conclusion, watch your thoughts, because your thoughts become your words. Watch your words, because your words become your actions. Watch your actions, because your actions become your habits. Watch your habits, because your habits become your character. Watch your character, because your character becomes your destiny. What does it mean? It means whatever you are entertaining in your brain will actually be your destiny. Whatever you think about in your brain will be your destiny. If you think you are poor, your destiny will be poverty. If you think you are weak, you will be weak. If you think you will be rich, you will be rich. What is important is to believe in yourself. And if you think you'll be a pioneer, if you think you'll be a captain of industry, why don't you just follow Nike's advice and just do it? Thank you. See you next week. Bye-bye.